Alabama men's basketball started the season with a 93-64 win over Louisiana Tech on Tuesday. Head coach Nate Oates met with the media after the victory.
Come out of the locker room and see the whole thing packed 20 minutes before the game for Fluff's presentation that they did for him, I thought was awesome. So thanks to the student section. Be great if we get the student section to show up like that every night. I think it gives us a huge home court advantage. Your guys played great. You know, this is a quality team. Louisiana Tech was a really good game for us out of the gate, plenty to work on, but a lot of positives. I mean, I thought our effort was great.
I'll have more in a moment.
Go, go, go. That's life. And at CB&S Bank, we help you keep up. We're redesigning financial freedom with the most sophisticated digital products. Check balances, pay bills, transfer funds, manage your card, and even deposit checks from wherever you are. Make purchases using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile device with Mobile Wallet in participating stores and restaurants. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
Join us tonight for Hey Coach and the Nick Saban Show, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill at 6:30 p.m. Central. Eli Gold hosts, and tonight he'll cover the latest Alabama news, plus visit with head coach Nick Saban. Hey Coach is available to listen to across the network. We'll be streamed live on our Facebook page, and will also be available on demand on our Alabama Insider podcast. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by CB&S Bank. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone.
You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again.
Alabama again, the champions of college football.
The roots of kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown break. Alabama back on top. To the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship.
National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
I'd like to wish and thank all the veterans who have served our country, made our country a safe place for all of us to live, and one of the greatest countries in the world. Your service is certainly appreciated, and I would just like to thank you for that and wish you all a blessed day for all the things that you did and the sacrifices that you made.
Hey, welcome in, and happy Veterans Day. And to all the veterans out there that have served or are serving our country, thank you for all that you do. God bless you and your family, and we want to honor you today as well. And we honor all our veterans. My dad was a veteran. I'm sure your dad was.
Yes,
and that generation was just, a lot different than the generations after that, as far as guys that were actually drafted into the Vietnam War, Korean War, and some other. That I guess that generation, and then the greatest generation of all, when you think about World War II. And, it's one of those things where I was listening to somebody this morning talk about it. And there are times in my life now at almost 50 that I go, I wish I would have served. I wish I would have had, I had opportunities of playing football at the time, but I kind of do wish I would have had that experience. I feel like I kind of got that in sports and being around a team and guys and friendships that would last forever. But I think that would be something that, I don't know. I think you and I talked about this a long time ago. It's almost like when you come out of high school, should you have 1 or 2 years?
You and I did talk
service.
about this.
Yeah.
And my father always believed that if you're going to grow up an American citizen, that should be a part of your life. Mm-hmm. And it teaches you discipline. It teaches you country. It teaches you love. It teaches you hate. I mean, it teaches you basically every tool you need to live in life. So that doesn't happen in Israel. They do that. I mean, there are countries that do that and are quite successful with it. But all that aside,
the discipline and all that is with that.
My dad, your dad, everybody listening that had a mom, a dad, or cousin, niece, nephew, whatever the case, our salute to you as our veterans, those that we have lost and those that are serving currently. Thank you.
Pretty amazing. I was reading through this morning about it. Veterans Day is a public holiday in 48 states and 1 federal district, where it is a day off for the general population. Schools, most businesses are closed, banks closed, all that kind of stuff. Veterans Day intended to honor and thank all military personnel who served in the United States in all wars, particularly living veterans. It is marked by parades and church services, and many places the American flag is hung at mast, and also some a period of silence lasting 2 minutes may be held at 11 a.m. And some schools are closed on Veterans Day as well, while others do not close but choose to mark the occasion with special assemblies or other activities. Veterans Day is officially observed on November 11th, today as we're talking about. However, if it falls on a weekday, many communities hold their celebration on the weekend closest to this particular date. This will enable more people to attend, participate in the events, and we talked about all the federal government and stuff. But this was first called Armistice Day.
Right.
And,
I remember that. I'm old enough to remember that.
Yeah. And the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918 between Germany and the Allied nations came into effect this particular day. And now it has gone from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. So thank you to the veterans out
Absolutely.
there, all of you. And,
Jay, Birmingham used to have the world's largest Veterans Day, or the longest running, or the combination of the two in the United States of America. But last year, it got all thrown off because of COVID. And I haven't heard, to be very, very honest with you, I haven't heard a whole lot about it this year. But again, salutations and thinking about all of you and your dedication to this great country of ours.
Got the Dolphins and the Ravens coming up tonight, and Thursday night football in the NFL. And to talk about NFL news, one Cam Newton is headed back to the Carolina Panthers. We were talking about that before the show, Matt. And surprised, but it's a talented player. They know how talented he is. He's also got a following in Carolina, and people want to come out to watch him play. And hopefully for him, this will be a different go around. Maybe something different for him, and maybe that's where he wants to retire as a Carolina Panther.
Well, Jay, there's no doubt he's got the skill set. He took the Panthers to a Super Bowl, but more importantly than anything is the Panthers need a quarterback. Sam Darnold is out 6 weeks, and the guy they have starting this week, his name is PJ Walker. Are you familiar with PJ?
Yeah, I know you. Well, a little bit.
Are you really? Because I had to look it up. He's a quarterback from Temple. And then behind him is Matt Barkley, who I think all remember from his days at USC. But there's a real need, and therefore need creates opportunity for Cam.
Let's go to Chris Walsh, who joins us each and every Thursday, BamaCentral.com. He's down at our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM, and always great to have him on. We'll start with Chris, your thoughts about Veterans Day, and then we'll go from there.
Actually, in addition to Veterans Day, and of course I want to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day, although that just kind of sounds a little, I don't know, happy.
True, it does,
A respectful Veterans Day, I guess. I don't know. But today is also the anniversary of the first game that Alabama football ever played. It's kind of a big anniversary. And it's also the anniversary
now,
of
contrary to popular belief, I was not there.
You didn't cover.
Okay,
you didn't
I was
cover
not
that game?
there, Chris. There's many people that want to say that. Anyway, I interrupted you horribly. I apologize.
No, just wasn't going to go there. That's all. But it's also the anniversary of Derek Thomas getting 7 sacks for the Kansas City Chiefs, which is a record that still stands in the NFL.
That is
amazing.
It is.
Especially
that
when you
remember.
think about how people are paralleling. People are paralleling his piece on the football field of Will Anderson. So do you have like a little calendar, Chris, that says on this day and every day, like yesterday on the 10th, you had this, and then for Alabama football?
As a matter of fact, we have it on the website every single day on Bama Central. We have what we call the Crimson Tide Roll Call, which includes on this day in Crimson Tide history, and also there's a quote of the day that we put in there as well. And quite often we'll put like an old game program cover on it or an old time photo. There's a kind of a tip of the hat to Alabama's history.
That's awesome. All right, the recent history. Nate Oates, his basketball team, had a really good night against La Tech and ended up winning a game, 94-63. They shot right at 40% from three-point line. What did you see in this basketball team in their opening night?
They look good. They're going to be fun to watch. And granted, we said that about last year's team. This year's team is going to be right there. Just the amount of talent that he's beginning to get into this program is really impressive. And, a lot of people are saying Kentucky's a team to beat, but really the SEC this year is kind of, I don't want to say wide open, but there's 5-6 teams that are going to be right there at the top challenging for first. And I think Alabama is going to have a very good year, but probably not able to match that record in SEC play from last year just because all these other teams have upped their game. But it's going to be a really fun year for Crimson Tide basketball.
I asked this question yesterday and earlier in the week. Yesterday, Bama got another 5-star, right, Chris? Like the number one point guard, or how's he doing that?
I think a big part of it is his personality. A big part of it is the style of play that he likes to play. This is players love to play this kind of basketball, and that means a lot. And third on top of it, he's a really good coach. And when we talk about Nick Saban and about how A, he's a really good coach, and B, he's a really good recruiter, and I mean really good recruiter. And you just don't see that combination that often. Very, at the top level, where guys are probably just as good as both. Nate might be in that same kind of class because it's obvious he's got a good coach, he's got a good staff. He's not going to go anywhere. I mean, this is a guy who likes to put down roots and he likes to stay. The fact that Alabama got him away from Buffalo was not easy. And it's not like he's going to turn around and suddenly go to, I'm just going to throw a name out there, Duke, or whatever. So there's stability in the program as well. So you've got a lot of things that are going well for Crimson Tide basketball. That was a great hire.
We've got Jonathan Hutton coming up at the bottom of the hour from Outkick. He'll join us. We'll talk about a lot of the matchups, not only from football standpoint, but basketball as well, kind of what they're seeing from their perspective. Always great to have him on and get a chance to join their show, as well as some of the pregame stuff that they do each and every week. All right, so he'll join us. John Cassibus, though, just walked in the house. He'll be with us coming up next, former Alabama star and also restaurateur. And I
remember when he was a Spartan.
Yeah, that's right. All right, John's going to be joining us. Stay with us. We're presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Get out to Top Golf today. You'll love it. You and your family, coworkers, friends. It is the bowling of this generation. And, man, it's a lot of fun. You'll love it for parties and all types of events. They got a great terrace area, and it's great for tailgating right outside Protective Stadium for those UAB games before and after the games at Top Golf of Birmingham. Also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. All right, we'll come back, and John Cassman is going to join us in studio. He got special stuff coming up. Stay tuned.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Mesrano.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One call, one firm. Mesrano.
No representations made that quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Black Friday's here at JCPenney, and so are even more new Black Friday deals this Friday through Sunday. Don new Champion apparel for the family, up to 40% off. Plus, find a little extra sparkle in your savings with up to 75% off fine jewelry. These deals and more end Sunday. Happy Black Friday, JCPenney. Offers valid on select items 11/12 through 11/14. Exclusions apply. Champion excluded from coupons. See store or DZP.com for details.
There once was a woman who couldn't find the right hue. A simple nude lip is what she sought. A whole lot of nothing is what she got. So two friends, KJ and Amanda, pondered a lifetime of not being represented in the beauty aisle. And Mentic Cosmetics was born. And QVC bought in because every woman deserves makeup made for her. And won't that be the best tale to tell when you gift your own friends shades like Dope Taupe or Foxy Brown? I'd say that story is to be continued. QVC and HSN. This is shopping brought to life.
It takes two vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community with an easy way to dispose of unwanted and expired prescription drugs. Dropbox coming soon, located in Lakeview Police Department, lobby address 22765, Central Park Drive, Lakeview, Alabama 35111, or call 205-477-1289. Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community. That's opioid awareness for the Bibb County community at the Lakeview Police Department, brought to you by Pride of Tuscaloosa.
Church's is adding Applewood smoked Texas cut bacon to our all-white meat chicken sandwich. Yep, these two are best flavors forever. Try our new Texas cut bacon chicken sandwiches today. Church's, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher and Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher and Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff, you've got to see these diamonds.
FincherandOsmond.com. A little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray Football Forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley Floor and Tile.
Step up your creativity now during Dell's Black Friday event with early access savings up to $300 off, including deals on the latest PCs with Intel Core processors. Shop laptops, monitors, and more, plus free shipping. Call 800-BUY-DELL. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy with a few showers likely this afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm in spots. The high 71. Tonight, showers ending this evening, then clearing and cooler, the low at 45. And tomorrow, the sky mostly sunny, the high at 67 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 71 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in. And again, John Casmus in studio. So let's get right to it and what they got going on. First of all, Crazy Caz Boys has been around for 3 or 4 years now. How long has it been around?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Okay, yeah. It's amazing the success you've had with that, as you have with Zoe's, Mikey Fresh. All right, yeah, and Jinsei. Abe is now the
Midas Touch comes to mind.
So now, off of this, you've developed some great relationships. And one of the things that you're hearing a lot in the news is there's no inventory. There's no stock, right? I mean, and nobody can get inventory, and you seem to have your hands on a ton.
Yeah, that's right. So my partner, who's in Ohio, he's the largest liquidator for Amazon in the world. And we get probably 50, 75 trucks a day at multiple distribution centers. And we take all this overstock product that we're buying out of Amazon, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, all these big box retailers and online resellers. And we take all that product, bring it into distribution center, and we sort millions of items. And we did basically, our goal is to figure out how we're going to make the most money off every item that we sell. So we do a lot of sales online, on Amazon, on eBay, crazycowboys.com, direct to consumer website. And then we sell stuff in stores at a descending price model where stuff starts on Friday at $8 and goes all the way down to $1.25 on Wednesday. And we do it again every week. And then we have a store called Mike's Merchandise in Pelham where we just have a basic discount. It's a store where you go in and buy stuff at really discounted prices.
My wife's in love with that store.
Yeah,
we go there
often. I'm in love with it, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
in the business.
Yeah.
I got fascinated with it, and I kind of felt like I ended up in a spot where I was with Zoe's Kitchen back in the early 2000s, where fast casual restaurants were really just coming on, and we hit it at the right time. And with what we're doing with liquidations is pretty special because there's so much product out there, and COVID created another situation where it created a lot of product that couldn't get scanned back in on returns, open boxes, damaged stuff, and it sat there. And so like what we're doing right now is we're liquidating massive truckloads of big box items. Like that can be a pool table, ping pong, air hockey, sofas, mattresses, beds, bed frames, bathtubs, anything that's big that's sold by Amazon and people like that. We have over 200 truckloads at our warehouse in Calera.
Oh my goodness. And that's big truckloads.
Yeah, and that's big
not
truck.
F-150
No, that's
truckloads.
18-wheelers.
That's 53-foot trailers loaded slap full, all the way through, and so it's created.
You used to get appliances.
Yeah, they
grills.
I saw, like, for example, I just saw a box a minute ago, opened it up, and it was Speed Queen washing machine, which I bought 2 of those for my farm last year, $1,200 each. And I looked at it, had a dent in the front of it. I opened it up, and the drum spins perfectly fine. And so we're going to sell that for $600. And so that's like a brand new Speed Queen washing machine. Wow. If you don't mind having a dent in the front of it, it's going to be
it's going to get one anyway.
It's got a 20. It's a 20-year guarantee on those. So that's the kind of things we're doing, and stuff. There'll be like really nice Bowflex elliptical trainers and treadmills by Nordic Track and all that stuff starting at like $200, $300 for like $1,000 item. So insane deals. Great. We'll do that next weekend at a parking lot sale out at our distribution center and to the general public, so that we'll have an opportunity to come out there and to shop and to buy, because right now with fuel prices, and it really affects everyday Americans significantly with their expendable income, with Christmas and coming up, and then record debt with all consumers in the U.S. now with credit card debt. We feel like we're going to really do something socially great to provide really amazing products like we do every day at unbelievably discounted prices.
That's great.
It's just fascinating, and what you've done with it and what your partner has done. But just from a sheer economics question here, with all the product supply, the supply chain issues that we've got, I would think that would cause you a problem. But as you just pointed out, the pandemic didn't. It actually added to your inventory. But, we hear all of these cargo ships sitting out in the Pacific. Does that affect, increase, decrease, or not have any? Doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. So one of my best friends is John Ferner, who's the CEO of Walmart. And we have lengthy conversations about supply chain and their issues that they have going on and how they're trying to fix it and get product in and things like that. And so what's going to happen with big companies like Walmart, Target, all these big companies that have all these thousands and thousands of containers coming over from overseas that don't make it. Some of them are going to have luxury to store product to the next year, but most people don't have that kind of space in their distribution centers to store product for that long. And so what's going to happen in the first quarter of this year, and first half of the year, if you will, is that we're going to be inundated with just unbelievable amounts of product. There's going to be so much product liquidating, because what can Target do with all their Christmas stuff? They've already ordered the stuff for next year.
Yeah.
Right. So this stuff's going to get liquidated, and there's going to be some incredible deals out there for the consumers with companies like ours, because this product is going to get sold, and there's going to be so much of it that there's not going to be enough buyers for it, which is going to drive the simple economics. The prices are going to go down, and that's going to give us an ability to continually, as things go up and up and up, which is not going to end, I guess, for 3 more years, unless there's a change in administrations, that prices are going to get more expensive and inflation and all these things. And it's going to be a real unique opportunity for us and the consumer to be able to come somewhere to get stuff really cheap.
Well, and not only that, and I'll say this, maybe nothing that you pitch out there, but there are a lot of people that go to places and buy things for pennies on the dollar. You're doing it that very low pennies on the dollar. People could go buy from you and resell.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's one of the beauties of a place like this, that you've got a chance to buy it cheap, then sell it, because it is going to be a lot of people looking for these type of items.
That's right. So we do have that ability to sell at those discounted prices, which is just not normal, right? And it gives everybody a really unique opportunity to come and to get something that could be a really large ticket item that they couldn't afford, be able to get it at a really low price.
Matt, what do you think?
I think first of all, where is this DC again?
Yeah, so
I mean that's the main thing, because you're gonna load. I remember the first couple of weeks at Crazy Kaz's, because our studio was over there, and I just went, oh my word.
Yeah,
I mean you almost had problems with it.
We had thousands of people waiting in line. We had cars down the street waiting to get in there to get that product in, on the first day when the product's $8 and to do that. But with what we're doing,
and talk about that real quick, the philosophy or how that works with Crazy Cast.
Yeah. So our business is very unique in that you have to take what you get, right? And that's just, I call it the liquidation guides, and being able to be nimble, just like a football game, right? I mean, what are the best teams? They're the ones that when things don't go well, what do you do to adjust on the fly? And my business is problem solving every day, because, like, for example, I just got 200 truckloads out of Amazon that are really big box items. Well, I don't have enough retail space to sell that many items to the public in a retail location, but I have to sell it. I got a great deal on it. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to go put it in the parking lot, our distribution center down in Calera, and we're going to invite the general public to come to that parking lot and be able to sell that stuff at 60, 70, 80, 90% off retail. And it's all going to sell because it's such a great deal when they really see what we're selling at that price. And it's a very unique opportunity. But a lot of the product we get can be a truckload of 25,000 items. Mm-hmm. So no matter what you do, there's no way you can process 25,000 items and price individually each item that could be so random, a one-off item that's so weird, and you couldn't put it in a retail store to sell that item. And so the only what we figured out was we could take all that product, dump it in bins, run the financial model behind it, and then we open a store on a Friday and we put 20 or 30,000 items in that store. The public comes in. If they want to pay $8 for it, that's what they pay for it that day. And if they don't, they'll wait, come back the next day. It goes to $7. And then on Sunday, it goes to $4. Then it goes to $2. It goes to $1. And then on Wednesday, we sell it for $0.25. And typically, if it doesn't sell for $0.25, it's garbage and really doesn't have much value. And so we were able to fully liquidate every store every week and start over every week with brand new merchandise. It's a fascinating model.
That's
What'd you major in?
Finance.
You a business guy?
Yeah.
I think you weren't a broadcasting major. Because it's absolutely brilliant. Again, I'm not sure I heard. DC is in Calera. Go 65 South.
Yeah, 65 South, and it's going to be the exit right there, 231. And we're the first long rectangular building with a big pond, retention pond right out in front. It's 300,000 square feet. We've got another 100,000 square foot warehouse in Pelham that we're going to pull all the merchandise out of that. It's going to be truly something that like nobody has ever seen with the amount of product and the deals that are going to be there.
When you say big box items, what does that mean? You got
like
55
it's like
television sets?
Sure. When you come, you're going to need to bring a truck or a trailer to bring most of this home with you. Because if you buy a treadmill, it's not going to fit in your car or anything like that. And everything has to leave that day. So
what a great way to buy a pool table or ping pong table.
Oh man, there's an air hockey table that I saw in a perfect box. Some boxes can have some damage and some items can have some dents and things like that. But it's the nature of getting something at a really super discounted price, brand new mattresses, which people need to change those more frequently. And it's really expensive, but we're going to have those starting at like $100.
Congratulations on everything.
Thanks.
Great to see you. And happy your daughter just bow hunting.
Yeah.
So buck.
Yeah. I spend most of my fall and hunting, and she just killed a big old buck with her bow. And I'm headed to Colorado, Nebraska next week to hunt with my bow. And so, yeah, man, just out in the outdoors.
Well, congratulations.
Fantastic
We're
stuff,
going to tell more about Crazy Cast Boys throughout the next couple of weeks, and also update you on when that event's going to happen. It's kind of looking at long-term forecast, all that. And we totally get that. But John, I know it's going to be a great thing for our community And, when we talk about supply chain and things being broken down, you've got a lot of supply.
Yes.
There's a lot of demand out there. So people will definitely be out there for that big sales event. So thank you for coming by.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sharing that
Matt,
with us.
hey, listen, it was
Good
so
to see you
great to
again.
see you, buddy.
Yeah.
I remember back in the early 80s and seeing you every day at practice in
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa.
It was a
Special
wonderful time, and I've covered both you guys when you were in high school.
That's right.
But that doesn't make me all that much older than you. It
right.
does a little bit. Yeah,
That's right.
John, you
Thanks,
and I,
guys.
you and I
Appreciate
have
it.
a really good history, and it's good to see you're doing so well.
Thank you, guys.
All right, John Casmus, and again, Crazy Caz Boys. You saw all the pictures we put up for you. Even Josh Smith said my parents frequent there all the time. Our producer back at Tide 100.9 FM. We got Jonathan Hutton coming up next from Outkick. Stay with us. And also want to remind you about Local Realty, one of our great sponsors. Jeremy and Gina Miller do a terrific job at Local Realty. Their philosophy is to save you money, really make you money on the sell side. They do what's called a flat fee. $2,900 flat fee they charge up to a $500,000 listing. That's going to save you, if not thousands, tens of thousands of dollars for some of you. And for some, it's your largest investment, your home. They want you to keep the equity you've built up. So go to localrealtyflatfee.com. Find out more information about this 5-star company on Zillow. Just great people, and they want to help you out when it comes to selling your home. So check them out, localrealtyflatfee.com. That's localrealtyflatfee.com for more information on Local Realty. Jonathan Hutton, Outkick, coming up next.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
One in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to Siebel'sCottage.com and order anything you want and type in
J Barker for a special discount code. That's J Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the J Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at siebelscottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
All right, welcome back in, and thanks to John Castle for dropping by. Really great thing that he's got going on and with the Crazy Caz Boys, as well as the sale liquidation about to happen right here before Christmas. Over 300,000 square feet of inventory from Amazon. It said, 200 tractor trailers of inventory. So
you almost
amazing.
have to see the warehouse to understand how large he's talking about. The volume there is just fantastic.
Always great to talk to this guy. Jonathan Hutton is joining us from Outkick. You find him Hutton at outkick.com and at Outkick360. His his Twitter handle is at Hutton Outkick is for him to follow him on Twitter, and we'll get all the other stuff as well. But Jonathan, always great to have you on. Thanks for being with us, and happy Thursday, I guess it is. We got college basketball and college football going on now.
Jay, I'm amazed you're already talking about college basketball. Are you kidding me? In a college football state?
Crazy. How you been?
How are you, man?
Awesome. When you look back at the games this past weekend, let's start with Alabama LSU, number one. Just kind of your perspective, kind of what you're hearing from other, media guys. I mean, here, Matt and I were kidding about it Monday and Tuesday. I mean, some of the fans, you hear, we're the worst team ever. It's just crazy how fans can go in that direction. But the expectations are high. They're held to a different level. They're held to perfection, and everybody else is held to them. We always talk about that.
Yeah, and I feel like, Jay, we've talked about this a couple times. I agree that it's kind of funny how high we hold Alabama to that standard, right? They're not meeting the Alabama criteria of what I have for the Crimson Tide, but that doesn't mean they're not a good team either. We joked the last time I was on that everyone, the way that people reacted to the Gators in that game in Gainesville, you would have thought Florida beat Alabama, and Alabama actually won that game. Alabama beats LSU, but you just don't see the Tide overcoming some of the mental errors week in and week out that I tend to see an Alabama team in years past improving on game to game. And it's the same things that come up, whether it's a special teams miscue, 12 men on the field, or a false start to begin the fourth quarter, small penalties that stack up that are happening week in and week out that keep games close. That to me is the biggest thing that I've picked up on week in and week out, having seen Alabama now 3 times in person on the Outkick tour. I don't see them improving in that area, and it's the mental area that I think they're going to have to improve on when the college football playoff gets here, if they can get past Georgia at the SEC title game.
What about the college football playoff and their recent poll this past Tuesday night? Your thoughts?
Well, look, I hate the fact that we look at the Oregon win over Ohio State and say, oh, that's why Oregon is where they are. And then Michigan State is ranked behind Michigan, even though they won that head-to-head. And the College Football Playoff Committee points to what they did last week and not the head-to-head meeting. I think it shows you how much they value Ohio State in the polls to put Oregon where they are, despite their loss to Stanford. Meanwhile, I think the top 2 teams are exactly what they should be. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that Alabama should be number 2 in the country, right behind Georgia, no matter what happened last week. Number 3 can be disputed, at least for me, based on what I've seen from Oregon since that win against Ohio State. And look, whatever happens behind number 4 will play itself out. Cincinnati just needs to keep winning and winning big because my guess is a lot of the people that are looking at Cincinnati aren't really watching their games. They're looking at the box score, and that's fine. My hope is the playoff committee treats them the right way whenever it's time, because I do think we'll see more turmoil over the next 3 weeks. And we're going to ultimately see these championship games as well, where some of these teams that are ranked in the top 4 are going to fall out whenever they lose.
Jonathan Hutton joining us from Outkick. That's at Hutton Outkick is his Twitter handle. All right, we brought this up yesterday, and I'll ask you the same question. If Alabama is to win out, I mean, they got, Arkansas at Auburn, and that's always a tough matchup. Then face off against Georgia. If they're impressive in their wins, and then impressive if they were to end up losing to Georgia, does Alabama at 2 losses, in your mind, still have a chance of getting in?
It depends. It depends, Jay, on what happens. I am a firm believer in it's not if you lose, it's how you lose. But it's also on that final weekend, a championship weekend, who else is falling and who else is winning. If Ohio State were to lose, Alabama's not falling below them based on where they're ranked right now. And then you have other teams that would be making their way up. What happens with Oklahoma? They're too far down right now to make a huge impact. But if some of the teams ahead of them lose a close game, maybe a game they're not supposed to, if Penn State pulls an upset this weekend, for instance, who knows where Oklahoma goes in all this. They're not valued very high right now, but they're unbeaten. And I think they deserve more credit for the games they've won instead of looking past some of the other teams and the games they've lost. We don't talk enough about that when it comes to the College Football Playoff Committee. So there is a scenario where I could see a 2-loss Alabama team getting in based on where they're ranked, but a lot of things have to stack up in their favor for it to happen.
I'm right with you. I'm still baffled at Oklahoma. I mean, they're 9-0. They're in a Power 5 conference, and there they are. What are they this week? 8? They were 9. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't get it.
Well, and you have Michigan, who lost 2 weeks ago. Michigan State lost last week, and Oklahoma is 9-0 and remains behind them in the sliding. Everyone just moved up a spot. Michigan State fell down to 7, and Oklahoma remained exactly the same. I think Cincinnati is where they should be. You can argue that Michigan State should be ahead of Michigan, but Oklahoma, to me, has the biggest argument based on what they've done in the record books. Now, their best part of their schedule to make an impact is about to come up over the next couple of weeks. And if they have if they stack some wins here, they're going to move ahead of some teams with 1 loss because the committee is going to value matchups that they have around the corner more than what they've done. But look, since they've made the quarterback change, I wouldn't want to play Oklahoma. And I doubt the teams in front of them, teams 5 through 7, would want to play the Sooners right now either.
And you're right. They got Baylor number 13 coming up this Saturday, and then you've got this Saturday. You got Iowa State. Excuse me, I almost said Indiana State, Iowa State, and then Oklahoma State again, which right now ranked number 10 in the country. So 2 really quality games there as far as rankings, but a lot of respect for Iowa State still too. I know with the coach and what they've been able to accomplish over the years. So I think that's going to keep Oklahoma in it, no doubt about it. You kind of brought up Cincinnati, and I agree with you. I think they're right where they need to be right now. I have not put them in my top 4 yet. They got to win out, and they got to win out, I think, convincingly better than they did and how they played this past weekend. And I think that a lot's got to happen in front of them for them to have a chance to get in. I think it's going to be very tough.
They've positioned themselves. I mean, Jay, all they can do is win, right? They're doing everything that they possibly can. I thought if they were going to be ranked in the top 4, the first playoff poll was the time to do it because you can still have the other team. You can still have Oregon. You can still have Oklahoma, Michigan State. Michigan State was ranked 3rd. You could still have them play their way back in and jump them down the road based on quality wins. I thought if they weren't ranked in the top 4 last week, it's going to be tough for them just to win their way into the top 4. Teams ahead of them are going to have to drop out. We know Georgia or Alabama will have another loss. Ohio State has a tough schedule ahead of them. Who knows about Oregon week in and week out, although when they play tough opponents, they tend to play their best football. And if Cincinnati continues to have convincing wins, it's hard to argue against them if the teams ahead of them are falling out. And look, the committee right now has it exactly the way they want it. My co-host Chad Withrow pointed this out yesterday. They've got the Power 5 schools represented and the Big Ten is propping up the top 10 overall. It makes for some great storylines and some great TV down the stretch. That's what they want to happen, is to have some marquee matchups on primetime TV. They've got that based on these rankings. And meanwhile, Cincinnati's just floating out there and not going to be on primetime anytime soon. But as long as they continue to have the statement wins on the stat sheet, they'll be prominent in the College Football Playoff Committee's eyes.
You know how funny it looks when you tip your glass up in front of that moonshine ad behind you? It's absolutely hysterical. Is that what it is? Hey, bring some of that to Talladega.
White Lightning, Matt. White Lightning here at Old Smoky.
By the way, before we get out of here, I've known your partner in Tennessee Titans broadcast, Mike Keith, for probably 30, 40 years. Make sure and tell him I said, hey, he's really good at what he does. I don't know that anybody that prepares more than he does. So I know it's a live on-air thing, but give him a shout-out from Matt.
I will. And the most impressive thing about Mike is he's so prepared, and working with him over the last decade or so, he has one sheet of notes for the entire game. I don't know how he does it. He has a depth chart and one sheet of notes and keeps up with everything. That's the secret. Is there is no secret with Mike. He's just really, really good at what he does.
Well said.
Very well said. Man, great stuff as always. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to get you back on very, very soon. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you, guys. Good to see you. Cheers.
All right, my man. Cheers. Thank you, bud.
Cheers.
All right, Jonathan Hutton, and again from Outkick, and great guy. And he has been building his career, and just always enjoyable to have him on and spend time, get his thoughts from their perspective there at Outkick, as well as his. And you're right about Mike Keith. I mean, what a guy, what a gem, and what a great announcer. And we had a chance for years to have him on our show in the morning.
Sure did.
Joined us every Tuesday, and but he was just a super guest. All right, we'll continue. Stay with us as we wrap up hour number one on the other side.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Hey, Bama fans, before you head to the stadium to watch the Tide roll, stop by JD's Market and Spirits for all your tailgating needs for Bama football games. Located only 3 blocks from the stadium, JD's offers over 500 liquor items, 400 wine items, and a huge selection of craft, domestic, and imported beers. JD's also has hot dogs, snacks, ice, and game day supplies. Everything you need for tailgating. JD's Market and Spirits, 400 yards from Bryant-Denny Stadium on the west side. Call 722-2113.
Black Friday's here at JCPenney, and so are even more new Black Friday deals this Friday through Sunday. Don new Champion apparel for the family, up to 40% off. Plus, find a little extra sparkle in your savings with up to 75% off fine jewelry. These deals and more end Sunday. Happy Black Friday, JCPenney. Offers valid on select items 11/12 through 11/14. Exclusions apply. Champion excluded from coupons. See store or DCP.com for details.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522. Don't wait. Call now.
800-324-4522. 800-324-4522.
Hugh will take it to the top of the arc. Watford 3 at the buzzer, blocked by Herb. The putback, no. The buzzer sounds, and Bama hangs on. Oh my goodness!
Get ready for a new season of Alabama basketball. The defending SEC champs are back in Coleman Coliseum, and the Tide hosts some of the biggest games of the year. Tickets are on sale now. Reserve your seats today at RollTide.com.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, base is loaded.
This is what it's all about.
And here's the pitch. Oh, a deep drive to center, way back. This could go all the...
And now a message from our sponsor.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection. Progressive.
I can't believe it. Did that really just happen?
Folks, you'll never forget where you were when you heard that call.
Progressive. There's never a bad time for great protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy with a few showers likely this afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm in spots. The high 71. Tonight, showers ending this evening, then clearing and cooler. The low at 45. And tomorrow, the sky mostly sunny, the high at 67 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 75 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
I know Cecil is struggling a little bit right now health-wise, and I just want him and his family to know our thoughts and prayers are with him. He's represented the journalistic profession in about as a professional way as anybody that I know, and we certainly are hoping that he has a speedy recovery.
All right, welcome back. And yeah, man, our thoughts and prayers go out to Cecil. What a jewel he's been for Alabama fans and just all the players that we had a chance to know him throughout the years. Always been very fair, always been very great, not even good, great at what he does, what he writes, and his commentary. And again, another one of those guys that spend a lot of time on air with as well. And he's a terrific journalist. And he has been with Alabama for a long time, seen a lot of stuff. And so we're thinking about you, Cecil. Hope
absolutely, and just such a cool class. He's a guy of my era. You know, he's a Huntsville guy. Yeah. He got into the business about the same time I did, but you can tell by Saban, you can tell by other members of the media and other coaches how well respected he is. And you know why? He earned it. I mean, he's a class guy. He does things the right way. He is a true print journalist. Even though he's expanded, he can do TV and radio like a lot of us have managed to do. But I have just the utmost respect maybe for him in this state as a journalist. I don't know if I can think of anybody that would top him. Not that I need to, but that's just how I feel about Cecil Hurt.
Yeah, see, and I tell you the thing about him too, he's so great. To me, it's about the ability to ask the right questions, the ability to get people talking. And his approach when he does an interview with you is so different than when you're interviewing him, or if he's coming on just to talk about a topic. When he makes you feel comfortable, he talks about certain stories, certain things, anecdotes that he wants to hit on, and always enjoyed spending time with him. And whenever he was doing articles on different things surrounding the time I was there, or what's happening right now, and all the history that he's had a chance to witness and write about throughout the years. Chris, I want to get your take on Cecil as well. Chris is down in T-Town, Tide 100.9 FM. And Christopher Walsh with BamaCentral.com. Love to get your thoughts.
Yeah, you know, it's obviously this is a serious medical thing, and we hope for the best for Cecil and that he's doing okay, and that we'll see him hopefully soon. But yeah, this is a guy who, I worked with him briefly for about 5 years, and just to kind of see the way that he operates was interesting, but to see the way that the people, the respect that people had for him was the thing that always jumped out to me. And he's a legend, and a living legend in his profession. And let's hope that we see him soon.
most definitely. We didn't get a chance to get your take on the final or the top 4 teams right now in the country. We were hit on that earlier with Jonathan, and I would love to get your take on. I mean, do you think everybody's where they should be right now, or who do you think should be ahead of another team? And maybe even ask the same question I asked Jonathan, even though I got, good Lord, Jay, don't say that. Come on, Jay, roll Tide. Nothing stops the Tide. I start getting all these comments on the comment section here, but I love it. But if Alabama was to win big the last 3 games, and then was for some reason to not win against Georgia in the SEC title game, which fans they will, just trust me. But at least let's get there. But just it's hypothetical, right? I mean, just if that was the case and they lost by a small margin, would they still have a chance?
I think regardless, if Alabama's got 2 losses, it's going to need some help to get in. And even though if it was Georgia, number 1 versus number 2 matchup, that's kind of the way they think. The committee usually kind of goes. A couple years ago when it's got that loss and ended up playing Michigan in the Citrus Bowl, and I remember it was I remember afterwards I was really surprised how far Alabama dropped that time, and I kind of think at this point with Alabama's success, you get that second loss, they're looking for an excuse to kind of knock you down a little bit. So it'll be tough to get into the playoff if they lose that game.
Yeah, and look, this team, and I know you brought it up earlier, and Jonathan, and even Jonathan Hunt from Outkick, who was with us just momentarily ago. In the Texas A&M when Alabama lost that game, and even the Florida game, they came away from those games, I think, better teams, especially A&M, and I think they're going to do that with this game as well, Chris. Just listening to some of the players, listening to coaches, I mean, I think they're still searching for certain guys to kind of step up as leaders in certain ways. But at the other side, I think, they are getting better each week. And look, LSU matches up well with Alabama. I tried to talk about that last week as far as just athletes. But, we'll see how it all kind of begins to turn out. Coming up on the other side, we've got special guest Brian Passing is going to be joining us. We'll talk Alabama basketball, some SEC basketball with him as well. Always a pleasure to have him on and be a part of our show throughout basketball season and a different show as well. So he'll be with us to talk about that. And then also Coach Ruffin's going to be on. I think at 1:30 he's going to join us in studio. We'll get a chance to hear about Miles football and what they're doing. And they're, again, going for another championship for the Miles football team. So congratulations to Coach Ruffin on that. We'll have him in again at 1:30. Stay with us. Hour number 2 is coming up next. Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker, Chris Walsh from BamaCentral.com. We'll be out.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, knowing they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries you do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurg.com. That's SchaeferPlasticSurg.com or 205-278-7969. For more information and located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital. want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. And look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. I know you know about Guthrie's Chicken Fingers, but do you know about the Guthrie family? 1992, they started selling chicken fingers. They were the first chicken finger restaurant and the first drive-through chicken finger restaurant ever. They've been around for over 50 years. Since the beginning, Guthrie's have been using only the finest ingredients in their Guthrie's boxes. While others have tried to copy, nothing tastes like Guthrie's chicken fingers dipped in that Guthrie's famous sauce. Guthrie's restaurants are expanding to give the entire U.S. a taste of their golden fried chicken fingers. Franchise opportunities are available. Go to Guthrie'sChicken.com. That's Guthrie'sChicken.com for more information.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.O.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
In July of 2022, the World Games are coming to Birmingham, Alabama. This international sporting event will trumpet Birmingham's arrival on the world stage. Thousands of athletes from across the globe will bring their hopes and dreams of winning gold. Their stories of perseverance and triumph will capture the world's imagination. This is the new generation of sport. This is the World Games 2022. Tickets on sale now at twg2022.com.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Cooper's wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The Roots are kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory, first to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun, flying guarding our nation's borders, will be there. From Aztec shore to Arctic zone, to Europe and Far East, the flag is carried by our ships in times of war and peace. Anchors away, we will meet once more. Here's wishing you a happy voyage home. From all of us at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, we would like to acknowledge all veterans for their commitment and sacrifice. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day.
All right, welcome back in hour number 2, and happy Veterans Day. Yes, and great video there. Josh Smith, our producer, does a terrific job on the not only the audio but the video. I mean, he kind of does. He needs to be like an octopus with like 8 arms.
I think he is
able to get all that juggling done, and we appreciate him. Appreciate him getting that up, and again, to honor the veterans out there as we put out the thank you, and God bless each and every one of you and your families. I know that most everybody has probably been impacted some way in their lives by a father, a grandfather, or a cousin, or somebody that served the country. And I know some that have lost their lives serving the country to give us the freedoms that we enjoy each and every day. So thank you for that.
God bless America.
All right, we got Chris Walsh down in Tuscaloosa, BamaCentral.com, and let's welcome in now the color analyst for Alabama basketball, good friend of the show as well, Brian Passing, joining us. Brian, how are you, my man?
Doing great, guys. How's everybody today? Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you. And yeah, same. And it's hard to believe we're in basketball season, to be honest. I mean, I was thinking about this the other night when all of a sudden all the games started coming up, and then Sarah Ashley's got a game tonight. I'm going to head over to Athens after the show and watch that. They're playing Gardner Webb, and just crazy how fast the season football has gone by and how quickly basketball is back. What was your impressions of this team for Nate Oates this year and just how they played the other night?
Yeah, first of all, I'm with you, and I think part of that's our age. Boy, time flies when you get older, like us. But it does. It's come fast, and man, I love it. This is my favorite time of year. You got football in full swing. My Braves just won the World Championship, and now Alabama basketball is going on in college basketball. So I love it. And this is a season that a lot of expectations, anticipation. With the success that this program had a year ago, winning the SEC tournament, winning the SEC regular season, the run to the Sweet 16, there is a ton of excitement surrounding this program. You factor in that there weren't fans really in the stands last year due to COVID. You had very limited fan interaction, crowds, that sort of thing. And so I think for that reason, there's even more excitement about this season. And there's a great crowd Tuesday night in Tuscaloosa for a very good Louisiana Tech team, a team that is expected to compete with UAB and Western Kentucky for a Conference USA championship. So for Alabama to come out with a great crowd, had almost 13,000 people there, student section was packed, to come out and play the way they did, just got everybody even more fired up about this season. So there is a ton of excitement, and I, for one, am in that boat. I am really excited about what Nate Oates is doing on the court and off. I mean, just had signing day yesterday, number 3 class in America, followed by back-to-back top 10, top 15 type recruiting classes. So as good as it is right now, I think the future may be even brighter. So a lot of good reasons to be excited about this program.
It's kind of hard to imagine they can get a lot better. I don't think I've seen an Alabama team come out of the gate like that and beat what I now know is a formidable opponent in the Bulldogs and handle them. It was a 17-16 game, and then boom, the next thing you know, they're going into halftime up 25. Quick comment, or lengthy if you like there, Brian. How good is this freshman? I mean, he comes off the bench and he put up 18? Davis, I'm talking about Davison, obviously.
Yeah, a big time player, and I was really impressed with the performance as a team against Louisiana Tech, because I thought that was, and I was very glad to be wrong. I thought that was going to be a back and forth close game at the end, and a game that Alabama was going to have to maybe squeak out. That wasn't the case. It was a blowout win against a really good team. which shows you how good this team can be when they're playing well, and they did. And J.D. Davison is a big part of that. And to me, even though he didn't start, even though he came off the bench, this team to me has 7 starters, and J.D. Davison is one of them. And so you've got 7 that it's heavy rotation. I mean, you could start Juwan Gary, who came off the bench. It was won the Hard Hat Award, blue collar player of the game for Nate Oates, which is much more important to those guys than being the leading scorer. Or, statistically, that's what they're all shooting for, and that's a award that goes to the guy that plays the hardest, the toughest, and does all those little things that coaches and fans love. But those 2 guys came off the bench along with some others, and I thought made a huge impact. J.D. Davison is one that is going to blow the roof off of Coleman Coliseum single-handedly with his athleticism, his ability to throw it down on defenses. We've seen all the highlights and YouTube videos of him over the course of his high school career, but now to do it in front of 15,000 on national television some nights, there's going to be a lot of fun had in Coleman Coliseum because this team is good, but also the style of play, and individually, you've got some of the most exciting players in college basketball. I think Javon Quinterly, with his style of play, is as fun to watch as anybody. Jaden Shackelford, one of the best shooters in the country, and of course J.D. Davison and Keon Ellis. This is a very good team, but also a team that just if you just enjoy basketball sports, I mean, they are so much fun to watch with this Nate Oates style of play, which is a big reason why recruiting is where it is. I mean, guys want to play this way, and it's a big reason why J.D. Davison is playing in crimson and white right now.
You can guard him, but you can't guard that hair. That's worth the show in itself. It's flying all over the place. You're right. It's a very, very fun team to watch.
Hey, it's Chris Walsh, and I want to ask you real quick. Let's flip it around. I mean, it's been one game. Yes, they look good. Yes, it looks like they've got a momentum going early on. But what's the thing that you're looking for to see already? I want to see them improve in this one area especially.
Well, being the first game of the season and the first few games, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, even though that was a great performance, in my opinion, I mean, you can't ask for much more in game 1 than what this team was able to do. But when you have the type of non-conference schedule that this team has, which I think is the best in the country, and it may go down as the toughest non-conference schedule in school history, there's going to be any and every flaw is going to be exposed, especially on nights where things aren't going your way, maybe the shots aren't falling. That wasn't the case against Louisiana Tech, but it very well could be against a very good South Dakota State team. The team that comes into Coleman Coliseum tomorrow night is the Summit League defending champs. If you remember, last year's Oral Roberts team was one of the stories of the NCAA tournament. They went to the Sweet 16, almost made it to the Elite 8. And they were the second best team in the Summit League last year. You had South Dakota State had some injuries in their conference tournament. Oral Roberts ends up getting the automatic bid and making a run to the Sweet 16. But it was this South Dakota State team that was the best overall over the course of the season. And I've never even heard of this before, but South Dakota State, who won the Summit League championship, has their top 9 scores back from a team that got rings and cut the nets down. I mean, that is unheard of in college basketball. So they're going to be one of the most veteran teams and one of the top mid-major teams in the country coming in on Friday night. So if Alabama plays the way they did Tuesday night, they should win the game. But this is a game against a very good opponent, and if Alabama doesn't play well, it's definitely a game you could drop. I mean, you look at this non-conference schedule, and teams like Gonzaga and the defending champs Baylor coming in, and then Memphis and Houston and possibly Kansas in Orlando in that tournament, those get the headlines. But it's teams like Louisiana Tech and South Dakota State, to me, that make this non-conference schedule so tough.
Ryan Passing joining us is the color analyst for the Alabama basketball broadcast team, and always does a terrific job. Hey, I don't know if you and I have talked about this, because I don't think we talked about it at the time, But how close was Shackelford in your mind to leaving Alabama? Just as far as the, I guess, conversation that went on in order to get him back. I know that's behind closed doors, but just, man, I was so happy when I saw that he was going to get back out of that and come back to Alabama because they needed that leadership.
Yeah, I was really excited. That was one of the greatest recruitments, the re-recruitments for Alabama in a long time to get Shackelford back. But he is someone that has like a lot of guys on this roster pro aspirations and wants to play in the NBA. I think he'll have a chance. But to do that, some of the feedback that he's gotten is, that at his size, you need to be more, do some things more, maybe not necessarily as a true point guard, but handle the ball a little more. And I think, he looked at opportunities to go somewhere where he could be primary ball handler. And decided after talking to Nate Oates and his staff, and some people around the NBA, that you could develop the skill set that you need to reach your goals of playing in the NBA at Alabama as much as anywhere. So, I think he's going to be a much improved player in different areas. I mean, we all know he could shoot it, but he's working on his ball handling, his passing, his point guard skills. And with the way that Nate Oates plays, his teams play, and the style of play, he can play with 4 and 5 point guards on the floor at the same time. And so I think you'll see him be able to develop in some of those areas and have a chance to play at the next level. And he's such a good player. He's a great teammate and was welcomed back with open arms. So I think there's, it's exciting that he's back, but also from a team chemistry standpoint, I think it's also a good situation. So glad he's back. He played really well against Louisiana Tech, and I think he's going to have a great year.
Brian, my thoughts, or at least from afar, on Nate Oates is he's a really, first, he's a good coach, a good recruiter. I mean, that goes without saying. What's he like on the inside? He seems to me like he'd be a pretty nice, down-to-earth guy that really knows how to select sport coats.
He does. He is one of the best coaches in the country, and having a chance to get to know him, he is humble. He is authentic, and I think that you take the on the court success, which I think speaks for itself. He's won at a high level everywhere he's been, from high school to mid-major level to the high major level, winning a couple championships a year ago, and what he's doing on the court speaks for itself. But off the court, he's great, and guys realize that. I think that's why he's done so well in recruiting, because what you see is what you get. He's honest, he's authentic, and parents and recruits know that. And someone like myself who has a chance to be around this coaching staff a little more than maybe some others and get to know them, I mean, they're just outstanding people. I mean, they're the type of people that as a parent, you trust your kids with. And, so he is able to communicate that what he envisions for these players individually and as a team coming in. And I think that's why he's having success, and that success is going to continue. But it's been a lot of fun to get to know him. I don't even know if I've said this to him, but one of the funny things about Coach is, he's never really been in the South before he's gotten to Alabama, and other than the way he talks, which is kind of funny, because he's a Southerner. Like, he fits in so well culturally in Tuscaloosa, in the state of Alabama. So this guy's just a Southerner at heart. He's a great fit for our program, represents the university as well as you could ask. So we got it on both ends. He can flat out coach. He's a great man.
Hey, it's Chris again, and I would be remiss if we didn't ask you about the ceremony that they held before the game for Luke Ratliff, and just what were your thoughts about that?
I thought it was so well done, and so many of us that have been friends with Fluff and have known him, we all had heavy hearts, but it was such a special ceremony. So glad that Greg Byrne and Nate Oates came together and put that together. It was really special and emotional, and it was great to see his family there. You could tell how much it meant to them to feel the love of Alabama fans. And Fluff, is someone that I miss. It's hard to walk in Coleman Coliseum and not see him in the stands getting ready for the game and talking to him after the game. That is something that I personally will miss. That appeals in comparison to what his family and close friends are going through. But he has really meant so much to this Alabama program. It's been really cool to see that legacy will live on, and Fluff will forever be a part of Alabama basketball, and he's a legend. And I was glad to see that they were able to honor him in such an appropriate way, because he was just a great young man. It meant a lot to the program.
Brian, as always, great stuff. Tell the family hello.
Thanks, Brian.
Sure will. Have fun in Athens. We'll be pulling for Sarah Ashley tonight.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. All right, it's Brian Passing, color analyst, Crimson Tide basketball. Always just great stuff from him, and he can break it down. We start tournament time and stuff. We've had him on for years, and the guy he knows it backwards and forwards. Dad was a college coach.
He can play a little bit too now.
And I think, he could shoot it like crazy.
He could throw it in a swinging thimble.
That's a great shot there, Coach Nate Oates and Luke. That's awesome. All right, we'll continue on the other side. Miles, football coach, Coach Ruffin is in the house. We'll get him on and talk about their chance for another championship. So always great to have him on the show as well. Thanks again, Brian Passing. And we'll continue. Stay with us here. Hour number 2. We're live from AVX. Audio Video Excellence continues.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
You're listening to Tide 100.9. Are you in the holiday spirit? Check out Tuscaloosa's Home for the Holidays on Nick 97.5. All Christmas songs 24/7.
Step up your creativity now during Dell's Black Friday event with early access savings up to $300 off, including deals on the latest PCs with Intel Core processors, shop laptops, monitors, and more, plus free shipping. Call 800-BUY-DELL. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
Black Friday's here at JCPenney, and so are even more new Black Friday deals this Friday through Sunday. Don new Champion apparel for the family, up to 40% off. Plus, find a little extra sparkle in your savings with up to 75% off fine jewelry. These deals and more end Sunday. Happy Black Friday, JCPenney. Offers valid on select items 11/12 through 11/14. Exclusions apply. Champion excluded from coupons. See store or DCP.com for details.
Meet Bob Minetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lust Garden Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
Hey, Bama fans, before you head to the stadium to watch the Tide roll, stop by JD's Market and Spirits for all your tailgating needs for Bama football games. Located only 3 blocks from the stadium, JD's offers over 500 liquor items, 400 wine items, and a huge selection of craft, domestic, and imported beers. JD's also has hot dogs, snacks, ice, and game day supplies. Everything you need for tailgating. JD's Market and Spirits, 400 yards from Bryant-Denny Stadium on the west side. Call 722-2113.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at Home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
Good night.
There's a lot of meetups, eat-ups,
and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get all of your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy with a few showers likely this afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm in spots. The high 71. Tonight, showers ending this evening, then clearing and cooler. The low at 45. And tomorrow, the sky mostly sunny, the high at 67 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 64 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, we're going to do a short segment here with Coach and then bring him back for another step. I want to go ahead and get him in studio. He's been outside. He got here early. He said practice got done a little sooner than thought, so we're great to have him on and in studio with us here. Real quick, just tell everybody, I mean, first of all, congratulations once again in another championship game. And again, it's the SIAC championship matchup. And guess who it is? It's Miles versus Albany State, which has been the last 6 years. Well, it will be the last 6 years, the 6th game. And you won 4 out of 5 of those matchups. Congratulations on that. But kind of tell our listeners and those that are watching just kind of what, how they can support you guys this weekend, what this means for your program, and just all the success that you continue to have.
Yeah, first off, Jay, thank you guys for having us. And Jay, man, I can just thank you, thank the world, what you have done for Miles College. Gary Burley,
yeah.
You know, he's my guy, and the president, Dr. Bobby Knight. You know, just an opportunity that we have to come on the show, just give the listeners Miles College, man. You know, we educate, we dominate, we graduate. You know, that's our motto for our student athletes here on this campus. Just so proud of our young men. Just proud of our student athletes that does well in the classroom and does well on the playing field and on the courts. And so for me, being the head coach, I've been here 10 seasons as the head coach, and we played 9 Western Division championships, and we have won 6 Western Division titles. And now we're playing for our 6th XIAC championship. And so hopefully we can bring number 5 and three-peat. So we working on a three-peat, winning it back to back to back. We didn't play in 20. So we still consider that a three-peat. So we're very excited. And our fans, you know, been supportive, been great all year. You know, for us not to play last year, and all of a sudden we back. And it's been a up and down year, and all of a sudden we got it right and healthier again. And that's what it's all about in college football.
Can I believe you were down to your 5th quarterback?
And you know, fifth quarterback.
He got him from went down to the scout team and said, "Hey, you're with us today.
Yep,
you're next up."
You got pulled up to the major leagues, and so it was, you know, and it started the Albany State game. So we played Albany State early. Starting quarterback got hurt in the Albany game, so the backup quarterback started the next game. He got hurt in the 4th series of that game out with a dislocated shoulder, and the 3rd string guy came in and ran a sprint out and hurt his leg, and he's out. The 4th string guy came in and led 3 drives for touchdowns and had a chance to win it. And Monday morning, he tested positive for COVID.
Oh, my goodness.
And so I got to go down there on the scout team and pull up, you know, the 5th guy.
How many programs even have 5 period, and including scout teams? That's amazing. That'd be suiting up my cousin. Hey, come here.
We're gonna thank COVID for that, because we ended up having to sign 3 guys because we lost our guy that actually won the 2 championships to graduation. So we signed 3 high school guys, and then we had a COVID, and then we said, hey, we might need to bring in some transfers, sign 2 more transfer guys. So that gave us our 5th guy, and the 5th guy actually got hurt the Lane game. He got hurt the 3rd series of the Lane game, And I told us, we called timeout. I said, look around, son. Ain't nobody else. Nobody else. And he limped through that
Rub
game.
some dirt on it. Yeah.
He limped through that game and finished that game. He hadn't been back. He's been injured all year. So he hadn't been back. So we're back to our number 1 and number 4 guys. So those are our top 2.
All right, Reginald Ruffin, Coach Ruffin with us
Wow.
from Miles. They've got the SIAC championship coming up, matchup Miles versus Albany. This would be, again, the 6th time they've had this matchup. They won 4. Miles has out of the last 5 that they've been in. Let's get into that more. And also, I know people, I want to talk about your story, just kind of how you got to Miles and your athletic career, just all that. I know people want to hear about that. We'll get into all that coming up on the other side. Stay with us. We're live from AVX. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone or just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.C.O.
it is right there.
There it is right there.
AC Championship, November 13th, this Saturday at 2 p.m. at Miles College, Fairfield, Alabama. Sloan Alumni Stadium. And a 2 p.m. kickoff. Also, you can watch it on ESPN Plus. And you get a lot of great things happening out at the Miles. And with their football program especially, I can't believe Coach Ruffin has been 6 straight SIAC. Has one word. Had to sit out. And 4 out of the last 5, going for 5 out of 6. Coming up this weekend, and it's all been Albany State. That's still just amazing.
Yeah, it's a blessing, man. I guess it's my upbringing. When I say upbringing, I played at the University of North Alabama, and we won 3 consecutive NCAA Division II championships when I played there. And
Never been done in the history of college football ever.
Until North Dakota, they done won about 6.
Oh yeah,
North Dakota State about 6 or 7.
Bobby Wallace.
Cody
was Cody the quarterback.
Cody was my quarterback, and Cody Gross was our quarterback. And I was freshman of the year, my freshman year there, and was 3-time All-American and broke the sack record at the University of North Alabama. And the University of North Alabama only 2-position All-American, so I had a great career in the championship. So I kind of got a great foundation to bring all of that. And then being at Tuskegee as a defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, and the story about the Miles job, we actually beat Miles coordinator 55-0. And my wife and I and my son was walking to the office, and these people say, "Hey, you need to be our coach." And I was like, "Man, Miles ain't serious about football." And they was like, "Why not?" I said, "Y'all don't have scholarships and coaches." And I just said that, and then all of a sudden this guy comes out of the press box and gets in this Lincoln car. And he said, "Hey, come in, son. Did you say something to the alumni that asked you a question?" I said, "Yeah, they asked me to be their coach. They ain't serious about football." He said, "What's your name?" I said, "Reginald Ruffin." He said, "Hey, I'm Dr. George Jr., president of Miles College."
Oh, wow.
Thank you for being honest. And that Monday, they fired the coach. And yes, we sent my stuff in the history, the rest is history. So, and coming and changing that program, and it's been a blessing for the young people. And it's all about resources. It's all about training them up in the way they should go, man. And just my upbringing. I visited Alabama High School, Hall of Fame. I look at that wall, and I tell a lot of guys that it's a lot of coaches on this wall to be in prison now. They were coaching this day and age.
Yeah.
We're trying to be the same way these young people. And a little different. They cut from a different cloth, but the student athletes in the house, they work hard. We don't have a lot. It's changing. President has done an excellent job. What she brings to the table. Facilities, us the resources, and all of that. And that's the change that we have made. That's what we see that in our basketball program. Leading Kentucky by 7 points at halftime. Losing by what? 9 to the University of Kentucky in Rumpf Arena. So then that our basketball team is also trying to three-peat. So and our golf team national champs. And so as AD, we just try to strive to be the best and give our students the best that we can offer and the best that Miles has to offer. Miles is a great place. Jay is not the University of Alabama, but I can tell you it's a special place. It's a special place for me. A special place for our student and faculty and staff.
I just saw Josh put up Jameis Winston that donation $50,000 to Miles. I mean, what a great thing that is. I played golf with Grant Cagle the other day, and Grant is one of the part owners of the Yankees. And he said, I got to tell you about a meeting I had with a guy recently. Had a chance to get to know and had a chance to spend some time with. And he said, Jameis Winston from Birmingham and from that area. And he's like, man, he is a super young man. He goes, he's really understanding and now more about just the things that he wants to do off the field and looking ahead to long term as well as just impacting and charities or giving to things like this for Miles College. That's amazing. Why did you wear number 58 in college? Was that your?
You know what?
Was there a certain guy you liked? Or?
Man, Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas, man. Growing up, I was a big Alabama fan. My teammate and I, John Tanks, you played with John Tanks, and at Johnson County High School, and man, I just love 58. So I walk in University of North Alabama. I played fullback in high school. I played D-line and linebacker, and the coaches actually signed me as a linebacker. I get there, you got Ron McKinley, who's my linebacker coach, Arizona Cardinals, 12 season, and he's a Harley Hill winner, and he's a sophomore, and I'm a freshman, and he's freshman of the year, and I'm like, Coach, I ain't gonna get a chance to play my freshman, sophomore, junior year, so I want to go to DN. He said, you too short. I said, no, let me try. End up trying. He said, what number you want? I said, 58. Derek told me. He said, I'm gonna break the sack record, Coach. And all of that came true. Wow. I broke the sack record. UNA all-time sack, had the NCAA sack record up until, because I actually moved middle linebacker to the same position that I was bought in as, and when Ronald graduated, they actually moved back to that position. But I was going to sit the bench for those 3 seasons. That's why I went to defensive line, DN. So
Ronald could play.
He's all world. That's why I like to play well at Miles, because Ronald coaches these guys.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's my line.
If it was between the lines,
Ronald's going to get you. You were too.
Hey, looking at going back those days of UNA. I know Bobby Wallace. Great coach, very successful. For many years of coaching. What was, I mean, it seemed different than it does. I mean, the culture was something, right? I mean, what made it so successful for that period of time?
It's just the people, Jay. You know, teammates. We held each other. Coach Wallace was all about people, how you treated each other, how you worked hard. You know, didn't take the crap, and not put in the time and put in the work. And so, and it was all about us loving each other, one love, one family, one heartbeat. And so that's the thing that we really gravitated. And we were leaders of each other. AJ, if they didn't come to practice or they didn't practice hard, it wasn't the coaches saying a lot. It was the team. It was the team led, of leaders. And that's the things that if the team is leading the team, you got a chance, not coaches. And so, a lot of time we get that confused, but with Coach Wallace, man, he's a player coach. He was tough on us, man, but he just loved what we stood for and worked hard. And just, he called it intangibles, man. You got to have the intangibles of the way you treat people, how you want to be treated, and then working hard, come to work, clocking in every day. And we had no other choice, man, because it was tough. Those days at UNA was tough. Bobby Wallace didn't play. He's a little older now. He's not as tough when I talk to him. But back then, he was really tough. He's the greatest coach Pop picked all of us. We just made each other better.
That was a great period of time too for the state of Alabama. We won a national championship. We won 3. Jacksonville State won championships. Auburn had a undefeated season. That 93, the 90s, the early 90s. It was amazing. The championships that were being won.
Football country. This is football country. Alabama, the state of Alabama is football. So Friday night lights and Saturday nights, it was football.
Wallace was
Pat Dystaff. Those guys were a bunch of hard-hitting knuckleheads. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. They got after. You guys remember all of it. He comes by that toughness, honestly. He's like you. He's member of the Alabama sports fan, right?
Sure is. And always great to catch up with you. Tell everybody how they come out. You guys.
So the game's at Miles Campus, 2 o'clock, Albany State. We'll love to see everybody's there. Come out and support Miles College Golden Bears and cheers on to that 3-peat. And we love you guys and thank you guys so much.
A 3-peat and 5 out of 6.
Go Bears.
Awesome. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
No doubt. Coach, thank you. All right. Local Realty, one of our great sponsors. You'll love them as well. They're winners when it comes to helping you sell your home, but you become the ultimate winner because you're going to save a ton of money. It's a flat fee of $2,900, but they charge on the sales side. $2,900 flat fee and $500,000 listing. I know a lot of you, for a lot of us, the biggest investment we make is our home. You build that equity up, they want you to get the most out of it, saving thousands, saving millions for people all over our Birmingham metro area. Now expanded the business throughout the state as well. Check them out for yourself. They're 5-star on Zillow, and you're going to love the team. You'll love the family as well. That's localrealtyflatfee.com. Localrealtyflatfee.com for more information on Local Realty. All right, stay with us. We'll finish up hour number 2 here on this Thursday edition. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Lowe's Provember event is back. In celebration of pros, we're offering special values on top tools to get any job done right. Head into Lowe's and check out the largest selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories. Right now, you can get a guaranteed tough DeWalt 20-volt max bare tool free when you buy DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kit. Shop in-store or order online. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 1/5 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. U.S. only.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East, in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at Home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
The holiday hustle has begun. Click, click, click. Buy, buy, buy. What if you could surprise loved ones with gifts inspired by stories instead of stuff? What do I mean? Well, at QVC and HSN, a pan from the Curtis Stone collection isn't just a pan. It's Curtis's love for his grandma, who taught him to cook. And sure, a Barefoot Dreams cardigan is made of lovely material. But what it's really made of is the Cook family's drive to make the feeling of a hug into something wearable. And wow, wouldn't those be special stories to tell when the people you love open the gifts you put so much love into finding just for them? That's the kind of inspiration you won't find stocked haphazardly on shelves. So, whether you're shopping for mom, dad, girlfriend, teacher, fur baby, or baby, find them a gift with meaning at QVC and HSN. We bring life to products and products to life, and the life you bring to it is the best gift of all. QVC and HSN. This is shopping brought to life.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes, it's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop. He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Under the basket, reverse layup good. Height for the rebound underneath. Won by Alabama, just like this ball game. Won by the Crimson Tide. DJ, turn the music up. Keep it going because the Crimson Tide are dancing to the round of 32. Your Alabama women's basketball team returns to Coleman Coliseum for the 2021-22 season. Don't miss out on the action as the Crimson Tide hosts great SEC games, including Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Visit RollTide.com to purchase your tickets today.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy with a few showers likely this afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm in spots. The high 71. Tonight, showers ending this evening, then clearing and cooler, the low at 45. And tomorrow, the sky mostly sunny, the high at 67 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 64 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we continue. We got Chris Walsh down in at C-Town as well as Top 100.9 FM, our flagship station. Chris, thanks for hanging around and thanks for letting us talk to Coach Ruffin and the Miles football team and their SIAC championship matchup coming up this weekend, 2 p.m. You can see it on ESPN Plus, Miles versus Albany State. We just had Coach Ruffin on to discuss all of that. Hey, Chris, real quick, if you don't mind, tell everybody about just as far as BamaCentral.com and everything that you guys got working on from now with basketball in full swing, men's and women's, and also the Alabama Crimson Tide, their match of New Mexico State coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Bama Central, we are your Sports Illustrated home for all things Crimson Tide, and we've got a little bit of everything on our site. We pride ourselves on the fact that we cover a lot more than football. And in addition to full basketball coverage, women's basketball coverage, softball, baseball, gymnastics, our commentary today is on the new proposed 12-team college football alternative plan that is coming out. And we're about to post the Sports Illustrated All-American team rankings for recruiting in basketball. And Alabama's way up near the top. So come and check it out.
As they should be. Good grief. Hey, is there anything Alabama fans need to be concerned at all this weekend about the Aggies of New Mexico State?
Well,
other than getting people hurt. I don't mean to take a program so lightly, but.
Yeah, I think the line is 53. The last time I saw, I only looked once. Now, this is a take a pause, get everything back to, normal, if you will, offensively, move guys around if you have to, and get through the win and prepare for what is going to be a very tough 3-game stretch, probably 2, if not 3. Arkansas is a component, and the Auburn, rivalry game. You never know what's going to happen there. So, Alabama's got to have its ducks in a row, if you will, to throw a cliche in there as well. But this is an opponent that, the biggest opponent in this one is definitely Alabama itself.
I think I read 1.9 million. That's what they're getting to play this game.
That much?
Jeez.
Chris, does that sound right?
I think it is right, and it's something I haven't looked at lately. But the money they're getting is going up dramatically because people don't want to come and play and get their whooped. So they got to pay more money.
I'd take a lot of whipping for that kind of cash. Good grief. I knew, it was 300, then 600, and then it got right around $1 million, but now it's close to $2 million. That's That's incredible.
1.9 million, big payday for those that university from New Mexico State. The when you look at just overall, Chris, and being that you're there in Tuscaloosa, you're around it all the time, and we were talking about this yesterday. Just love to get your opinion on it. The NIL stuff with name, image, and likeness. We're further through the season now. We've seen certain guys who've got certain deals. Number one, we haven't heard a lot of basketball deals. Maybe you know more about that. We were talking about that yesterday. And also, do you think the NIL has affected Alabama's locker room at all, or any of these teams' locker rooms, just based on other guys getting paid and some that are not?
I don't think it's affected Alabama's locker room. For the most part, I think it's been nice that it hasn't been a distraction. I'll put it that way. Because obviously there's so much potential for that to happen. Bigger problem, I think, is transfers. Banks transferred out this week or entered the NCAA transfer portal. They still have got 3 games to go in the regular season. And I think that's a bigger issue for other schools. But, this thing is still so new for everyone, and they're figuring it out. It's nice that we aren't sitting there talking about, a locker room that could be, fractured. But I haven't really heard of too many issues nationally with that either.
Hey, Chris, throughout the season, you hear about a player or two in practice that isn't getting any playing time. And to give you the biggest example, it would have been Tua. Is there a guy you hear about in practice that Alabama fans just haven't seen yet?
Good question.
And there may not be. I haven't heard of any. Jay, have you? Well, you can't say because Braxton knows.
Probably I would say now the emergence of Kool-Aid being on the field more. I think everybody was expecting to see him, Chris, play a role at some point, just based on how talented and what type of player he was coming out. We're seeing more of JoJo Earl as well in the return game, and hopefully, I'd love to see him get more touches on offense. I think he's a guy that can break things loose and give you those explosive plays.
Yeah, you mentioned the position I was going to bring up, and that's wide receiver. And some of these young guys, I think we're going to get to see some more of them this week. And if they do well, maybe we see a little bit more of them, in the last few games. But outside of that, really not too much.
It would really help Alabama if they had one of those really 5-star wide receivers step up and contribute the last 4, 5, 6 games of the year.
I agree. They've had trouble obviously with the tight end position, and they haven't had quite the success I think that they were hoping for in the last month or so, probably last month. And finding that, having another wide receiver, someone who is suddenly in the passing game that teams have not been able to kind of zero in on, it can make a huge difference at this point.
I think, this weekend's about them just, kind of getting back on track. As I said earlier, when you lose to A&M at A&M and play the way that you played, and taking nothing away from them, they have a really good defense. You saw it this past weekend against Auburn and how to shut down their offense. But I think we grew a lot. Alabama did after that game. I think you're going to see the same thing after this LSU game. Not saying they took the team lightly, but I think they did buy in a little bit to the rat poison, as Coach Saban would say, and thought it was going to be a little bit easier than what it was. I mean, as I've said all week, those guys, they've got players, and it's whether or not they come out prepared and have that same sense of urgency. And Alabama gets everybody's best game and best night, and you saw that to some degree with LSU this past weekend. And look, the key to me, Chris, and I don't know, I know you've addressed it with some of the things I've read online at BamaCentral.com, but I think what bothered me more than anything this past weekend was not the points that were not scored. That matters. That we had 6 yards rushing. That's not Alabama. That's not how we're supposed to be playing.
Yeah, I agree. That was a huge factor. And I think LSU took a look at what A&M did with a lot of the blitzing and disguising the blitz really, really well. They took a page from that. They gave the front a bunch of different looks. And then when you combine that with the injury that they had right off the bat at the center, caused, the right tackle to move the center, all of a sudden you've got this almost perfect storm there. And LSU, you got to tip your hat to LSU. It was really smart with what they did, and they had something kind of fall in their lap that they could really, really take advantage of and mix things up. And so Alabama lost the line of scrimmage, which is, the only way that you can put it. And they were also playing back because they didn't want to get deep. It's a little disappointing to me that they weren't able to get the short passing game going a little bit better. But it's, Bryce had a guy in his face like every 2 seconds kind of thing. And you're right. They're going to learn from it. And I think it'll get better this week. Just, some more continuity in the offensive line would be a huge first step. But this is, they got to kind of find their identity again. And I think, establishing the run is step one.
Well, I've been so impressed with Bryce. not just on the field, his movement in the pocket, the throws he makes off balance, different angles with his arm, and more importantly, just his poise. And a guy asked me the other day, said, I thought it was a good question. He said, this may be something we can talk more about tomorrow, Matt, but he said, do you think his demeanor is that of a leader? And I said, yeah, he's just soft-spoken. Yeah. Do you think that he needs to be more, outspoken on the field or with players? If that's not his personality, don't try to be something you're not. And he's been very successful of being just himself. But we'll get more into that here in the next couple of days. BamaCentral.com's Christopher Walsh. Chris,
thanks, Chris.
Thank you, my man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, have a great weekend. Y'all, too, thank you for joining us on Bama Insider YouTube channel. Again, like, subscribe, and share. And thanks to Josh Smith, our producer, as always, doing a ton of stuff for us down in T-Town and throughout all of our network throughout the state. Matt, thank you. Have a great Thursday.
I have a blast.
I'm headed to Athens, Georgia.
Hey, good luck. Go Bulldogs.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialist at the New Balance Birmingham store